On the 26th of October 2016, the Calais jungle, home to what the media claimed to be 8,000 refugees, was demolished by the French authorities. Throughout the eviction process, various charitable organisations were distributing essentials to the refugees. We wanted to find out more about the people giving up their time to help those in need. 10 days later, on the 6th of November, we set off to the port of Dover. 2 cars filled with donations and unsure of what we might find.
Well, that was easy.
As we arrived in France, we quickly became aware of the measures put in place by the authorities to keep the refugees off the main road and away from the lorries.
One day cold, I thought we were there.
We thought, we got loads of stuff. We brought it was 7 bags of clothes, plus all the sanitary towels and all that kind of stuff. And then we looked, and the sheer amount of stuff, there's mountains and mountains of tents and clothes, and all the volunteers were going through it, sorting it out. We were like, oh wow, this is incredible. Like, we walked through the 2 warehouses. It was 2 full warehouses of just stuff to give to these refugees. It's inspiring to see that people were doing this much.
The car.
It's my bag, it's fine. There's nothing in it, but I just want to see first.
Probably not, mate.
Mine is. Everything else is still here. What's it taking then? Apart from the smashing your window.
I don't think my bag's on there. My passport's in my rucksack.
And found out the car's been broken into and mine and Luke's bag's been taken.
Yeah.
And we've both got our passports in there. Luke's got his wallet in there. So at the minute we're stuck in France.
Literally like 15 minutes we were gone.
Yeah.
And the car's already, literally just got a message from my mum. How's it going? Wow.
We just spoke to one of the volunteers here, and she's highlighted the fact that there's a lot of hatred from the French people, or it seems to be. There's been quite a few stories of volunteers being beaten up just for helping. And obviously we've been here for 20 minutes with a GB plate dropping off some donations, and someone smashed the window and grabbed some stuff. Moving forward, we're going to explore that a bit more. We're going to find out why they're hating on the volunteers here, where that hatred comes from, and just hear some stories.
Everyone calls me Cece here, and my jungle name is Susu, and I head up Calais Kitchens with a few other people, and we distributed cold food, so cooking ingredients, to 10,000 people a week every week for all of the last few months, and we've been working since last November and bringing food to whoever needs it. We're quite at risk of attack in Calais, and we have a guard at night, and there are plenty of people lurking around the jungle that wanted to hurt people. That being said, the worst thing that's happened is one of our car windows was smashed, so we've been pretty lucky. But I know plenty of people who were beaten up or attacked in Calais for being volunteers. And in the last few weeks, we've received an immense amount of hatred and trolling. I've received death threats and anything in between, just a little bit of hate and death threat. So we get it a lot, yeah. But the darker people seem to speak louder, which is why this whole eviction happened in the first place, is the fascists and the angry people shout a lot louder than the good people who realize that this is a huge global crisis that needs to be dealt with, not just spot treated.
I'm Lauren Griffiths, and I'm currently working acting manager of this warehouse here. There are people around here that do not support what we do, people that don't think the camp should exist and do not think that we should be sympathetic to that cause. That is obviously not the opinion that we hold, but we cannot control the actions of other individuals in this area. Unfortunately, it's just part of the work that we do here. We have to be aware that it can happen. We try and avoid it at all costs, but unfortunately, people do know where we're located, and as much as we try and avoid that, situations do sometimes occur, and we have had recently quite a few car windows smashed, as you've said, and also previously other attacks on our individuals as well. Recently those have been dropping, but since maybe the camp has been evicted, there's a possibility that those individuals feel even stronger that we shouldn't be here, because if the camp's not here, then maybe we shouldn't be here as well. And that's just another layer that we have to deal with on a daily basis here. Nothing is that straightforward.
I'm Millie. I've been here for 3 months, working for Help Refugees in l'Auberge de Migrants, and I've been working in the office for the last few days, but I was a teacher in the jungle for 2 months. You would walk through camp and you would hear Afghani music, you'd hear like Sudanese music from all these different countries, and it's all different and all in different dialects and different foods, like Ethiopian food, and then also like Sudanese food, Afghani food. It's all different. It's just like, it was really, really amazing to learn so much about different cultures and different people. We tried in the run-up to the evictions to distribute as much information as we had to the people in the camp, but it's impossible to reach everyone, and we didn't have all the answers anyway. The French government didn't tell us anywhere near enough. You know, we didn't, until people got on the buses, they didn't know where they were going. Some people on the buses still didn't know where they were going. And like, there was just so much uncertainty and a lot of fear and tension, which is just, I don't know, it's just crazy that people have gone through so much, and even when they get to Europe, finally they've reached Europe, and there's still this uncertainty and still being treated like animals. You know, it's just awful.
Some people don't like what the charity is doing.
Of course, yeah.
In France.
Whilst the rest of the team were interviewing the volunteers, Ben and I had been all over Calais to 5 different police stations, and we'd finally found the people who could help us. After filling in multiple forms, we'd gotten our temporary passport sorted and we could go home. One of the police officers said it was lucky that we looked British, which was completely unexpected. However, on our way back through border control, it was clear that some people were scrutinised more heavily than others.
I'm absolutely certain that if the situation was reversed and we were seeking asylum in countries like Sudan and Afghanistan, that they would absolutely provide asylum for us and keep us safe and treat us as guests rather than like animals.